right, hi everybody. We are back if you just watched our previous video, but for those of you who are watching, we are going to do a kind of fresh release on all of the new things that are going on for Wreaths Across America 2024. We've had a ton of requests. We've been planning thanks to our amazing team of people, and we are going to give you information based on the beginning of October and tell you new things that are changing, things that you need to know, and kind of start from there, okay? If things change, the best thing that you should do is be subscribed to our Facebook page. So if you are watching this on another channel, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, anything that is not Facebook, we're going to suggest that you go to Facebook, subscribe to @Ohio Western Reserve Ladies, and get your notifications. We try really hard, but that's the best place to get them. All right. Okay, so the most important thing is we've had some changes about timing. Last year, we were super efficient, which is great news. And we also discovered we started when it was dark outside. Not so bueno when we've got little kids, I should say young people out on the cemetery and driving. So let's get started with that one. Grave specific. Grave specific will start at 9 o'clock at the main tent. So you can pick up your grave specifics at 9 o'clock. We'll still have our ceremony at 10 o'clock, and general wreath laying will start immediately after that. So like you were in the main tent last year. I think we did a really good job about getting grave specifics laid in an hour, and we didn't need much more time than that.
No, we didn't. And everybody was very respectful, and we appreciate that. We're going to continue again this year. Everything's going to pause during that ceremony. We want to take a moment, remember why we're there, even if we're not standing right down there at the ceremony. So then we'll pick right back up after that short ceremony and wrap up whatever did not get finished.
Yeah, so please remember there are a ton of students on the cemetery, and based on the mission of Wreaths Across America, we are in an education mode. So when we do ask you to stop and pause during the ceremony, that is imperative. All right, so grave specifics this year, if you have chosen to lay the wreath yourself, you will need to have your receipt with you. Print it off when you purchase it. I've already purchased my grave specifics. I just printed my receipt at that time, or you can pull it up on your phone. Small disclosure here. Sometimes when there's lots of people at the cemetery, the cell service gets a little sketchy, so you might want to screenshot it. But we are going to ask to see your receipt for your grave specific when you come to pick up your wreaths, okay? They'll check you off on the list, but it will be way easier if you have your grave specific. If grandma bought your wreath and you're going to lay it, please ask grandma for the receipt. That is not going to be the correct verbiage to get to us. Just have grandma email it to you or print it off and hand it to you. Whatever that looks like. So please make sure that your grave specific wreath is accompanied by a receipt when you come to pick it up. If we are going to lay your grave specific, don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. This is only for those of you who are coming to pick it up on your own. The other component that will be new this year is parking. Parking has, I want to say for as long as I've been even just coming to Wreaths Across America as a patron, it's been a little bit of an issue. It's an issue for Memorial Day. It's, cemeteries are not meant to be parking lots. They're meant to be cemeteries. So all of our parking is going to be off-site this year, with the exception of vehicles with a handicap placard. So all cars will be off-site parking and will be parking at Jarrett Trucking. There is tons of signage. So We are very confident that you will know exactly where to go. There's lots of police to help. There's lots of auxiliary to help. We have done everything to help make you confident. There's nice warm shuttles to get you back and forth. But only handicapped placarded vehicles will be on the cemetery.
For those of you who aren't super familiar off the top of your head of where Jarrett Trucking is, it's literally right up there at 224 and Route 3. So as soon as you get off that exit and you're heading towards the cemetery, Jarrett is right there on your right on the west side of Route 3. For those of you directionally inclined folks, it'll be well marked by us. You will see a lot of people milling around. There will be signage. So again, it is a large industrial trucking parking lot right there at 224 and Route 3.
There will also be handicap parking at Jarrett. So if you'd like to park there and ride the shuttle, you're welcome to, but the only parking that is at the cemetery will be handicap parking. Okay. So if you'd like to come in, lay your wreath and leave, then you're welcome to do that. But you will be met with the federal police if you need to be turned around, and we are hoping that it just eases the relief a little bit here in everybody's experience for the day. Those shuttles will start running at 7:45 in the morning. So if, depending on the weather, if you'd like to get to Jarrett early, get parked and get over to the cemetery, you're welcome to do so. We have some super exciting things planned on the cemetery grounds that day. So if you'd like to come and wander around, it is dark till about 8:15. So you just take, like whatever timing works for you. We want you to be careful. We're not sure what the road conditions will be, obviously, because it's Northern Ohio, but shuttles starting at 7:45. You won't be able to pick up your grave specific wreaths though until 9 o'clock. Okay. All right. The other component that we have heard quite a bit about was the long lines for volunteer check-in. There will be no volunteer check-in this year. If you are a group of more than 15 people, we will have a large group gathering area, and we will have people that can help direct and kind of put large groups in places. However, if you are an individual volunteer or a small group, just come and have a good time, enjoy the day, help lay wreaths, and that will be it. You don't need to individually check in. One small caveat, we have had a number of you who are asking to have your volunteer forms signed for the day. If you need service hours or whatnot, you can get those forms signed in the main tent at any time, okay? But you don't need to volunteer check in.
I've got one note on that as well, Kat. So for anybody who feels, very passionately, we're grateful for volunteers whenever you can come, in whatever capacity you want to contribute. But that being said, if it's, very important to you and it's going to make or break the day, whether or not you get to lay a wreath, we're going to encourage you to come as early as you possibly can. Where our process is going to be a little bit different. We're going to kind of slow down wreath laying. I think there's going to be, hopefully we have all the wreaths to lay, but we just don't want anybody to be disappointed. We know that nobody wants to kind of, park and get shuttled in just to find out, oh, hey, they may or may not have needed my help. If in case that does happen, we encourage you to walk around and take in the cemetery, stop and visit with the veterans and take the, kind of the remembrance of the day and take a moment for that. And again, we're grateful in every capacity people can come out. I just don't want folks to have expectations that if they come at, 12:30 or 1:30, that there may be still wreaths to lay. Hopefully there are, we've sold that many, but the earlier that you come, the better a chance you're going to have to really participate in the actual wreath laying.
Yes, and we will be able to communicate with the shuttle drivers and the parking attendants. So you won't necessarily know nothing when you park. Yes, but I agree. I wouldn't wait a ton. As we continue to communicate, like I said, if you're subscribed to our Facebook page, we will be communicating more and more. Becky and I get on at least once a month and give updates. We will have a better sense about how long it's going to take, how many semis we're expecting, things like that. But again, The earlier you come, the more sunshine you're exposed to, the warmer the day gets, and the better that goes for you, for sure. All right. One of the things that we focused on a significant amount this year is making sure that your donations stay local. Becky and I are very, very passionate about our business donations, your personal donations, your VSO donations being marked correctly so that money that is donated stays to our national cemetery. We heard from a lot of you. Well, we donate, and then we find out that maybe it's not necessarily local, and that was not your intention. If you get on our Facebook page, or really I think any of our social media, we now have the forms that you can use or the links that keep your donation local. However, if you don't have access to any of those things, you're probably not watching this video right this second, but the code for Ohio Western Reserve that keeps your donation local is OHWRNR. And I encourage you to put that code everywhere you possibly can. On your donation form, the memo of your check, make sure that you're on the right website when those are done. If your VSO is trying to make their donation still, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We believe that we are on pace to cover the cemetery for the first time ever. And if you're familiar with our organization, we say we are here so that no veteran is left alone or left buried alone. And we do not want family members to come to us and say, why did our veteran not get acknowledged? So if you have a donation to make, please ensure that these location codes are on your donation so that it stays local. We'll be live streaming the ceremony. We mentioned this in our previous live stream, but we are super fortunate that WOBL Media will be on site. If the weather allows, they'll be flying their drone, and you will be able to, if you are not a local family, but you want to see, or you want to, just not count the weather, whatever that looks like, you'll be able to see our sponsors. You'll be able to watch the ceremony, maybe see some of the wreath laying, seeing the semis come in, all of the things. So, please support WOBL Media. They are an amazing organization. They have family at the cemetery, and they have agreed to donate their time and their resources to make sure that you're not subjected to Becky and I's shaky hand on our iPhone. So that's really cool. And then we'll have drone footage if the weather allows over the cemetery. So that's really, really cool. And a huge shout out to Gary and Renee. They're a husband-wife team that owns there. All right, the next one is very important, and I wanted, Becky just hinted at it here a second ago. We will be slowing down wreath laying drastically this year. We have students that are in charge of unloading the trucks because their young muscles and young backs are way better than all of ours. But we also will have students handing out the wreaths, and in the past, we heard very clearly that some of the wreaths are not laid respectfully. And again, in line with the mission of the cemetery and with Wreaths Across America, we want to make sure that when the wreaths are laid at the grave of a veteran, that it is done properly. So for those people who are accustomed to taking whole boxes off the back of the trucks, that will not be happening this year. We're going to limit the number of wreaths that you can take off the back of the truck to 1 to 3. The students will be kind of pre-fluffing them and pre-opening them so that they are not smashed, and we will not be handing out full boxes at the back of the truck this year. That way, to Becky's point, everybody can participate, and we know that you can slow down and actually acknowledge and follow the procedure at the back, at the base of each veteran's grave. The other thing that this hopefully will do is it will create less damage on the cemetery grounds. For those of you who've lived in Northeast Ohio for a very long time, that ground is not always completely frozen. And while the semis don't pull onto the grass, that many people around the back of the semis does create damage. There's heavy pallets moving around and things like that. So we're just going to ask for everybody's patience. Remember, these are students that you're taking these reads from. These are students that are learning procedures and patience and leadership qualities. So we just are going to ask for everybody's patience, and hopefully knowing this ahead of time will, I don't know, have an extra cup of coffee and bring your patients with you. What else, Becky? What did I forget? I'm super excited about this event. So like all the things that are going on, I want to make sure we didn't forget anything.
No, I think you hit all the high points. I think we're all really excited. We're excited to see, if we can get the cemetery blanketed. This has been a goal for a while, and it would be a first.
We're open to any organizations that want to partner with us. We are looking for veteran-owned businesses that want to talk a little bit about their experience with Wreaths across America. You'll start to see us on some media. So last year we had one of our Gold Star families on Channel 5. So hopefully we'll see some more of that coming up. I do have one more thing. Okay, we have a paper wreath campaign that is kind of new to us this year. I'm sure you've seen these like in your local grocery store. I don't know. I feel like they're maybe in other random places. This is new to us. We did not know this was an option until very recently. If you are a retail environment and you would like to sell paper wreaths, how it works is we give you the paper wreaths. You sell them just like they are a regular wreath, and then your organization gets credit for making the nonprofit donation to Wreaths Across America. So it's kind of like a double win for you. If you're interested in doing this, please send us a message. Like I said, we're trying to do 32,000 wreaths. I think we're close, but I don't know that we totally feel secure that we've cinched it for sure yet. So the paper wreaths are yours for free. You would get the donation credit and, get to hang them in your location, your grocery store, your retail location, supporting our veterans. So if you're interested, then just send Becky or I a note, comment below, things like that. All right. Hopefully we see everybody on December 14th. No earlier than 9 a.m., 7:45 if you're excited about a shuttle. And if we have updates, we'll continue to post them. Thank you ahead to all of our volunteers and all of our background volunteers. Everyone has just come through the woodwork, and it's humbling to Becky and I. All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll see everybody on December 14th.
See you then.
Bye-bye.